This is Crystal Conquest, and it's definitely not Avatar: The Last Airbender, and you definitely don't have fire, air, earth, and water different options to choose from, and you definitely don't water bend, earth bend, air bend, and fire bend. It's not Avatar. All jokes aside, it is really difficult to not make those comparisons because once we get into the gameplay, you will see that they are very, very similar. And if you are a fan of the show, Avatar: Last Airbender, you will probably be a fan of this game. So basically how it works is you have different casting types that are almost all started by pressing the trigger and then selecting a spell. So we have a firebolt that allows us to do between 12 and 14 damage. You hold the trigger to charge up full power, and then you can launch that towards an enemy to do damage. You have different spells for your left hand and right hand, and you can also have different modifiers such as wands in order to increase the power or change your abilities. If you've ever played an MMORPG before, like World of Warcraft or League of Legends, something like that, you'll be pretty familiar with the idea of different spells for different characters. So while each character has a basic spell, left, right-hand spell, and then their own kind of special abilities, they all share the same kind of general idea. Let's go into the training ground to show you the differences between these abilities. First off, we have a very simple attack. So you press and hold to charge, and then you can use different buttons to activate different spells. So let's start with the right-hand spells. This is a very basic fire attack. You don't really have to aim it. It just kind of goes where you want it to go. So we can even aim up there. You have a general idea of where you want it to be sent, and it will find a target for you. Think of it like having a light and heavy attack. So we can do the light attack like that, and then the heavy attack where we charge, press the bottom button, and then throw it to do splash damage and heavier damage. Same thing with the left hand. So you press the left trigger, press the button, and then you can do a firewall, which can do damage as well as block off enemies from being able to attack you. You also have the ability to use an aura, so anything that comes within my vicinity will burn them. You can see the countdown there going from 10 seconds down to 0. So the biggest reason for this is you can also dash to an enemy. So if you push down on the right joystick, you will dash towards an enemy and deal damage along the way. This is useful for getting around the battlefield as well as damaging other enemies. So since I'm going to be attacking, I'm going to turn on my aura, which is my left hand. I'm going to charge up, press my aura, and now I can dash forward and do AoE damage to this enemy. The entire game is basically just figuring out which spells you want to use in which different circumstances and going from there. So if I want to be running around and I don't really want to aim, I can use a basic spell and aim it towards the enemy there. Actually, those didn't really seek onto anything. They did on the other ones. Interesting. Let's try that again. Okay, so those do kind of... What? I can't tell if that was a coincidence or if it actually... Well, let's find out. Yeah, so you basically aim in a general direction and it will usually seek out a target. So we can do our heavier attack, which is more of a fireball throw. But you do need to aim this one, and you can look down to see your mana, your health, and your level. Basic controls are as such. You press the trigger to charge, you press one of the buttons to select, and then you release the trigger to actually activate it. You can use the wand to do things as well, although I'm still kind of learning what the wand does. It modifies it in some way. I can't really figure out what it does, but I need to read up on that and make sure I can actually learn it. There is also a bow option. There's also a bow option that I have not really been able to figure out how to use. There's also a bow that I have not been able to figure out how to use, so maybe we can... And there's a book that I also don't really understand how to use because you can't grab it. So... in general, the controls are a little bit of a learning curve to figure out, like most games, but it's really just a sequence of what you need to do. So it's trigger, select your spell, aim your spell, and then release trigger to activate it. Let's get into some combat. To change characters, simply go through the portal and you can switch it up. So you So these are basically 4 different types of characters. So we have a nuker, which is like an attack type character. You have a sniper, which is more of a stay on the back end and do damage from afar. You have the geomancer, which is more of a tank, and you have a hydromancer, which is a support. Let's check out the aeromancer. So basic attack, trigger, slow the spell, and release. You'll notice that it doesn't do as much damage as the fire, so each individual character has their own strengths and weaknesses. So let's try the right hand other spell, which is more of an AoE wind attack, also good at making sure that your enemies can't see where you are. Left hand, we have the trigger, the charge, select the top spell, and activate the AoE. This is also an AoE spell that kind of swirls around and does damage over time. And then we have the aura spell, which allows me to, I believe, have a bubble of kind of a shield thing. So let's actually get into some combat and we can figure out what to do from there. And you also have basic attacks if you press and hold the trigger and don't select the spell. Okay, that's pretty sweet. Let's try the geomancer out. You can go through all these and learn what they do. I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but I will show you what all of them do. So we have our basic attack here. Yay. Other side. Yay. Let's see how far this goes, actually. Oh, decent range, actually. And then both, bring them together. Have a more powerful charge and release that. You can see that the ball is a little bit bigger. So if you do a full charge, tiny ball, 2 balls together, charge, and out, a little bit bigger. So the first main spell on the right hand, when you press the top button and aim, very similar to all the other ones, just kind of basic attacks. Charge with the trigger, press the bottom button, and then release that, which is a larger boulder. On the right hand, we have the, I don't remember which one this is. Oh yeah, AoE on the right hand. So basically, most of the controls are the same type of spell, but the spells differ. So we can do our AoE swirly whirly here. Boop. Does a lot more damage. And then instead of an aura, we actually have a pretty cool earth-bending thing where you can punch it at your opponents, which is really, really satisfying to do. So you can go up, and then really fun. And then we have the support, which isn't going to be as useful in the practice arena because you really need somebody else. Basic attack just kind of does a little water ball. Doesn't do a crazy amount of damage. We can do our main right hand attack. A little bit more damage. I believe this alternate right hand attack is a heal, so you would use this on a buddy. I might be wrong about that. I'm still reading through everything. We're learning about all this together. Left hand basic attack, AoE. This is actually a non-damaging but obscuring spell, so it can help you hide from enemies. And then we have, I believe, an aura, which should give us some kind of shield or healing. I can't remember which. And then bring them together and release. So those are the basic attacks. So let's jump into a game and see how we can do against actual enemies. We can do a Conquest 3v3, Mages Duel 1v1, or Gauntlet, which is basically just attacking through multiple levels and continuing to level and increase your health, stamina, or mana, sorry, health, mana, and abilities. Let's do Gauntlet. It is co-op as well, so you can play with a friend, and I will actually be giving away a code at the end of this video for other people who want to play the game. We do our basic attack. Support isn't great for fighting other people. Let's get our aura going. So turn on my aura with my, there we go. Charge, attack, and release for our mist. And now we can run away and hopefully they can't see us. Although they seem to be tracking us through the smoke. Yeah, they're looking exactly at me, so I don't know what the point of that is. Can I heal myself? Oh yeah, that does a lot to the fire. Keep going. Not enough mana. Okay, so you can definitely see that you will use a lot of mana if you do not keep a watchful eye on it. Oops. I just gotta run away while I recharge my mana. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh, I should get my aura on. Ah, still not enough mana. I gotta run away now. Definitely have to be mindful of how much mana you're using. You can't just spam everything forever. See if I can dash at her. There we go. So you can see the fireball is hitting my shield here, and I'm not taking any damage, which means that I can charge up an attack. Fight back. Look at that. Very nice. You can level up and keep on going from there. Honestly, I don't really like the Hydromancer. It's kind of boring, so let's change it up. I think I would prefer to play the Geomancer, which is pretty fun. So we go here, calibrate my height, and then we can read through our spells. This one does a decent amount. Pierces spell effects, so it can actually go through auras. Barrage shoots 5 in a direction. You can hold trigger after casting to add 5 more shots. Okay. Implosion, several rocks collide in an area. And then boulders, launch boulder, you can punch it. And pebble is just kind of basic attack. Cool. Let's fight some people. This one's a lot more fun. Oh. Gotta be aware of the environment. Oh, come on. I'm not doing too hot. Oh man, I'm not good at this game. There we go. We got through the shield, so let's do our boulder now. There we go. That one did a lot of damage. It really just takes a lot of practice. Right now we have a friend to help us, 2 friends to help us along. So I'm gonna go with my alternate AoE. So I'm gonna go that. We're gonna rock them. I guess they're aura protect them. So what if we do there? Perfect. And then we can do our polar toss. And then punch. Yeah, nice. And the last one, combat hammer. Oh, you're dead. How about up there? So for people up there, so for people who are far away, I want to use my kind of basic spell, the pebbles, and try to hit them from a distance. Perfect. I think you won. Nice. As you level up, you can increase the damage of your spells as well as your health and mana. Let's do the Aeromancer, the sniper. All right. I'll definitely hit from a long way away. Although you can see that, oh no! That shield is going to be a bit of a problem, so I'm actually going to do some AoE here. I can rock through it. And then, do a little wind action. Alright, I'm going to get my aura going. There we go. Okay, now I should have some kind of a shield. Oh, I'm about to die. So fire apparently beats wind. Let's try it again. Alright, not bad. Let's use our alternate attack. Doesn't seem to be doing much. Dash. And dash again. So let's go for, see if I can get my aura going. Oh man, they're kicking my ass. I'm not great with the Aeromancer. I think I like the fire and the rock a lot better. Trigger. Release. Now we have a nice little shield. Hold trigger. Select spell. Release. Hold trigger. Select spell. Release. And go again with the wind there. Not doing a crazy amount of damage actually. Here we go. And there we go. I really like the fire effects. It looks pretty cool. This game is currently only on Steam VR. I would hope that they would be able to get it on Quest at some point, because as far as the graphics go, it's not like the prettiest thing in the world, and I feel like it could easily go on Quest at some point, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Oh. Come on. Hame. Oh, I completely missed. Get back here. There we go. Nice. So let's keep on doing some levels so you can see the level up. Oh man, I really gotta aim with this. There we go. Look at that fireball. Quite controlled. I do 2 did a decent amount of damage. Let's do our firewall. Nope. Let's do a firewall to make sure they can't get to us and actually do a decent amount of damage. And fireball. Oh, not quite. Come here. Oh yeah, that did a lot. We did it. Nice. Let's get to a level up and then see what happens. I still can't remember what these do. I feel really dumb this was already explained. Was it just increase the amount of power? Can't tell. Oh. Let's do a firewall in between them. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Okay, the firewall's pretty sweet. That's really fun. Level 2. So you'll see we did get increased, so 135, and then I think also 135. We'll go to the next level. Now we're, oh, we're already at 135. Okay, try to level up again. Firewall. And fireball. I think the fireball is better to just throw on the ground around him. Yeah, there we go. So it's more of an AoE. And then let's try and actually dash. Let's do our aura, so we can do left trigger, hold the button, and then we have the aura, and now we can dash in between and do a decent amount of damage running and dashing to them with our AoE around us. Nice. Okay, we leveled up. You can see we got more health and more mana. So now we can cast a lot quicker and more times. Let's do a firewall there. And then we'll do a fireball on them. Oh, so close. And we'll do our basic attacks there. Come on, get him. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to do my aura on me. And then I'm going to, come on, aura. And then I'm going to dash at this other enemy. Do damage. And then fireball him. Come on. Oh, I'm on fire. Quick before I die. There we go. Oh, my support didn't really help me out that much. If you want to, you can do 1v1s with the maps, and you can choose how many players there are, which I think is just the bots. So it's basically just 2 out of 3 rounds. Best wins, and yeah. And then Conquest is 3v3. So this is Conquest. It's kind of like a first-person view of like an MMORPG. You can see the lanes and you have your abilities. Oh yeah, look at that down there. So you can actually see the map here. So it's very, very reminiscent of a lot of games a lot of you probably played before, but you are now in complete control of those characters. So you have your towers that will do some damage to enemies as they come by. Let's see if we can actually do some damage to... Oh, can I not? Oh, I can't do it until people connect. So you've got kind of like minions over here. You can capture the crystals and everything. So you can have like full-on battles with a bunch of different players. You've got your little camps over here. It's very, very Dota, League of Legends, Smite type stuff, in which like having the ability to play that in VR, pretty awesome. Oh, you can attack me, but I can attack you. That doesn't seem very fair. Dang. Well, yeah, this is just a quick look at Crystal Conquest. I think it's really, really fun, but definitely need a lot of people to play the actual Conquest mode. And speaking of that, if you leave a comment down below saying which character is your favorite, I will choose one of them at the end of the week, and you will get a code. If you have a PC, because that's the only thing it's on. If you have a Quest, I'm sorry, you won't be eligible. But if you have a PC, I will select somebody at random at the end of the week, and you will be able to play along with me. I will see you in the Crystal Conquest!